Shadowrun returns, even though it says Dragonfall. Okay, good. So, let's go figure out exactly what we have to do now. Now that we are waiting for Shannon Halfsky to go ahead and finish her spirit talk and figure out who this guy is. Let's make sure my points got distributed. They did. Voices might be a little different. I'm a little congested today, so things might sound a little bit different. Deal with it. Also, while I'm at it, I'm going to turn the background sound up because it's almost quiet even when I turned it up. I mean, most of the music in this is pretty subtle. Especially the combat sounds aren't very loud. After hours. When you return to the Seamstress Union in the early hours of the morning, it seems a completely different place, bereft of the normal crowd that haunts it. The bar feels desolate, almost abandoned. It's eerie, like the back hallways of a hotel and shopping malls. But you finally have a break in your case, a sample of the Ripper's blood. You just need to find someone to help you analyze it. This part of the game I don't particularly like because it's very too late tutorial. Without its colorful staff, cast of regulars, and posing tourists, the Union feels hollow. The front bar and lounge area are deserted except for a handful of janitors. Yeah, I know where she is. Hey, I just swept there. I do like this. Gathered around the intimate back bar, Miss Kubota and her cotieri I'm pretty sure that's cotieri, gather for breakfast, and with the lady herself doing the cooking. The smell of soy calf and something resembling sausages fills the room. You don't see any pigs around here. Yeah, what's in these sausages? You don't want to know. It's probably partially human. Oh, hi-oh. Would you like some? She stops. Forgive me, oh my, but you look like hell. Long night. She looks you over, noticing the signs of your nocturnal activities. She nods. Any run you can walk away from is a good run. So I've been told. I can tell you have been busy, and I can see by the look on your face there is something you need. Is this about the Ripper? Yeah, don't know until I get something analyzed. I understand. I will unlock the piano so you may go downstairs. Someone down there should be able to help you if they are awake. It is likely that you will visit the Matrix before the day is done. May I take a sausage? Take the whole plate. Yeah, I can talk to Mr. Kluwe, but he really doesn't say much. I think if you're a female character, you can hit on him slightly and he laughs, and you get a little backstory. But I think that's just about it. The digital world. You're doing a lot of legwork on this job, and it's going to require a trip to cyberspace and back to ID the Ripper. The Matrix, the cybernetic analog of the inside of the grid, the worldwide computer network, a digital world, information brought to life inside cyberspace. Your avatar does all the work while your meat body's left behind. All around your avatar are pathways to other nodes filled with data, IC, counter-intrusion programs, and other jacked-in runners. Cyberspace has many dangers as many dangers as the meat world, and more. Locked doors, security countermeasures, and black IC that can fry a Decker's brain. Every movement you make in the Matrix can be tracked, if you aren't careful. Get dump shocked out and your brain gets fuzzy for a bit. Get hit by an enemy Decker and you can die. Yep. Basically, you plug in with your brain. Well, first off, yeah, not too much I can do here. I could up my crit a little bit more, but I think I need to wait and do some body. I'll get a lot of points after this. And plenty of space. You can talk to Van Grass. I don't think he has it. Oh, actually, yes, I do want to talk to him. Was hoping to get some peace and quiet tonight. You got something for me? I've got a flight recorder. Wouldn't happen to be an Ares flight recorder, would it? Some very powerful buyers are looking for that right now. I can get rid of that for you for, say, 20%. That leaves 2,000 for you. Yeah, if you have Etiquette Corporate, you can make more. Deal. Thank you. Speaking of which, money-wise, yeah, I have 5,000. I need to step aside because this is going to be the world's longest dialogue block. Morning. You look like you've been up all night. You look like you've seen some action, too. Either you two analyze the DNA to do a DNA analysis on a blood sample. Doc Castle's equipment isn't really set up for that. He considers for a minute. However, I could employ a semiconductor chip. It could decode the DNA using a voltage change instead of light. That would eliminate the use of highly expensive equipment that would be required otherwise. He brightens. I just read a journal about it, so information's still fresh. Frankly, it should be easy. What do you know about it? What do you want to know about it? The owner's identity. Ah, that's beyond me. All I can get you is the gene code sequence. That's where I come in. David, if you can get me that code sequence, I'm pretty sure we can track its owner down via a matrix run. Will do. Let me have the DNA you want to test. Neck puncher. When David gives me the sequence, I'll jack in and help you trace the blood sample back to its source. Wiz, get to work. A question? If I may? Whose? I think it's the Ripper's blood. No dreck. He turns to Johnny, excited. Wake up, Johnny boy. You've got work to do. And neck puncher, if you need any gear, I'll be right here. I just got a second wind. Meet you at my rig, neck puncher. I don't need to talk to David Fry. I'm not a decker. Thanks to the semiconductor-based gene sequencing system that David employed, we should have the information we need to track the Ripper in the Matrix. I'm really impressed with his results, considering it was his first attempt. He was utilizing an unproven technique he'd read about in a science journal, and he was working from memory on minimal sleep. Yeah. Whatever. Don't be like that. It's Arctic Cool 2054 tech. Here's what I'm thinking. We hit the Lone Star DNA database to see if our donor has prior criminal record. They have extensive DNA archives. Then we go hunting based on what we find. Let's hit the decks and jack into the Matrix. I can get into private grid easily, but I have to warn you, once we're in, it could get a little rough. How much decking experience have you had? None. What now? I have a TrodeNet there. It's a headboard you wear that lets you piggyback me in the Matrix. You'll see and hear everything I do. When you're not a decker, this is like the worst. Your synapses light up as you connect your consciousness to the digital world. Although you aren't jacked in like Johnny, the sensation is overwhelming and electrifying. You can only imagine the way it feels for him. Yeah. In the Shadowrun universe, there are people that are actually addicted to living in the internet and people who want to try to migrate their consciousness, but can't. Yep. Yeah, because I think all you need to do is get that, but I'm going to go over here. Okay, this is a dead arch. Oh, yeah, there's no... Alright. So you have your programs. This one creates another combatant to fight with you, basically like summoning. And these are your basic spells, quote unquote. You do have a regular attack, but... Oh, yeah. Oh, he doesn't have one. Hold on. Oh, sorry, I had to sneeze. Yeah, let's hit him with a killer anyway. It's 88%. So, this is how they represent it. It's not too bad compared to other representations. But I've always liked the Sega Genesis, even though it was confusing as hell for most people. Yeah. He also has, like, no dodge reduction. See, look, I'm already about to die. Stupid that he needs to create an attacker right off the bat. He's under 50% cover, but still can't even handle his shit. It's like, how did he become such a good hacker? Yeah. Failure. I think the first time I did this, I had him, like, dump shocked twice. Let's dump that on you. Now, the problem is, the longer you stay, the faster this builds up. So, it's usually advisable to get moving. No. You... Okay. DNA match located. 100% match. Arrest records database. Subject: Silas Forsberg. Status: deceased. Profession: chop shop surgical assistant. Priors: breaking and entering 2 counts. Public indecency 1 count. Brought in for questioning on accusations of unlicensed plastic surgery. No charges were filed. 100% match to a dead man. Let's keep looking. Alright. Ugh, God. He has such a long cooldown for his medic. It's dreadful. Alright, let's put you... right there. Are you gonna get hit? I was gonna say, if you get hit twice, you're fucking terrible. These aren't even black ICs. These are like the lowest level ICs. Yeah, I don't think that can actually do that. So let's pull you back. And yeah, you still don't have heal. Autopsy records. Subject, Silas Forsberg. Notes. Subject was found overdosed on half a dozen different sedatives. Several anti-anxiety medications were also found in his system. Face was mutilated, possibly self-inflicted. Identity could not be confirmed immediately due to the disfigurement. Had to check dental records to confirm. No next of kin. Large puncture wounds were found in several places in the body, possibly large-bore surgical needles. Body had been decomposing for several weeks before the landlord noticed the smell and called the police when no one answered the door. Weirder. I think you mean sexier. Right. I have to be careful here. Mostly, yeah. Let's get behind something for the moment. Yeah, get over there. And hopefully you don't die. I think if you do, you just get kicked out and he's like, oh, watch it. Or not every Matrix run can go so smoothly. Like, excuses for why he sucks. Should be able to heal now, thankfully. Yeah, you have tar bomb. Yeah, you can't hit, so I'll put you right there. Hacked news article. Newsnet. 1. Return subject on Silas Forsberg. The body of Silas Forsberg, a chop shop surgical assistant, was found in an apartment in Sonomish earlier this week. The body had been there for a long time. For as long as a month for when Forsberg's, I hate that name, landlord noticed a rancid smell and contacted authorities. Lone Star representatives have issued a statement saying Forsberg's death has been ruled a suicide. According to the reports, his body was a mass of puncture wounds, and the cause of death was determined to be an overdose of anti-stress medications and sedatives. The man's employer claims that he was a dedicated employee, though he suffered from bouts of depression. Forsberg's next of kin could not be located, but the attorney appointed to his estate has located a will written weeks prior, leaving all of his belongings to a psychiatrist. The identity of the psychiatrist has not been released due to privacy concerns. Yet another sad end to a life. It is far too common here in the sprawl. So here's what we know. Our DNA evidence belongs to a dead man, whose death was never explained. He worked with chop shops, which fits with the living guy that you've met. The Newsnet said he left his estate to his psychiatrist. Maybe finding out who his psychiatrist was will give us our next clue. My gut says we can deck at the medical board's records and reverse trace to find this doctor. You in? Punch it, man. Because he literally, like, you can buy programs for him to make him suck less, but it's pointless. You're just throwing money down the toilet. Alright, so this is where things get to be kind of a pain. So let's first summon our ESP. Use him as a wall for me for the moment. See if you can hit him. Probably miss. That's what I figured. Actually, try to hit it up again. Hacked. Patient records. Searching medical records. Silas Forberg. Medical records file for Silas Forberg. Located. 2020 to 2030. Pediatric record. Partial. One particular pediatrician's entry stands out from the rest. Child suffers from a chronic depression and social anxiety most likely caused by his physical abnormalities. We've seen many cases like this recently, with the outbreak of changeling children being born. With the aberrant physiology we're seeing here, there's no telling what sort of brain functions are affected. Prescribed a series of sedatives last year that seemed to have no effect, upping the dosage. Data missing or corrupted. Contact your administrator for help. 2040 to present. The file is quite large and takes well over an hour to read through. The final entry, however, is most significant. It is written by Dr. Henry Holmes. Silas has overcome significant mental disorders and no longer goes through periods of violent episodes. Latest medications have proved especially effective, but I believe that being treated by another elf has significantly impacted his treatment. Unfortunately, my efforts to maintain an emotional boundary with him have proven challenging. He has bonded to me in an unhealthy and, frankly, unnerving way. His hero worship exhibits itself as a form of mimicked speech patterns and adopting my dress. For this reason, and for the health of the patient, I am signing another doctor on his case. I will inform him next session. Yep, so let's go find information on the good doctor. The only good part is he heals in between both of those encounters. Yeah, black ICs are the ones that can really hurt you. So let's move over here. Good. I'm not sure if it's this one or one of the later ones. Really? But they actually have a nasty melee attack. But also when you fight black ICs in missions, if you actually choose to do decking for it, what will end up happening is that they'll do physical damage to you, like in the real world damage. Hacked employment records, because the in here is just your mental health, so you'll get fried if it goes down, but the other one, they can actually kill you in the real world with your brain status still being 100%. Employment records located. Henry Hollings Holmes, MD, PhD. Check current employment status. Current employment status. Dr. Henry Holmes currently holds the position of Chief Psychiatrist and Administrator at Mercy Mental Hospital in Sonoma, Washington, UCAS. Previous employers. 2045 to 2054, Psychiatrist in Residence, Mercy Mental Hospital, Sonoma, Washington, UCAS, or UCAS. 2040-2045, Attending Psychiatrist, Mercy Mental Hospital, Sonoma, Washington, UCAS. 2030 to 2040, Private Practice. Yep, back to meat space. I do appreciate that your turns are essentially automatic. There's no like waiting for enemy turn if there's no enemies around. Just like in the actual overworld game. Alright. Reality is at the end of the day contextual. As the meat world comes back into focus, your head once again tries to settle on which world is the real one. While the philosophical question lingers, your meat body demands food and drink. You disconnect from your deck to find that the Union's safe house has risen. Yay, so we're back in the real world. First things first, talk to Mersman. There's a cockroach in my eggs. That's the protein boost. Yeah. Alright. Save the ganger. Let's see. Intelligence, 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 spirit summoning, intelligence, decking. Thrown weapons, movement. Dodge and movement +1. I mean, I could get quickness and hit points +5, but it's really nowhere near as good as movement +1 and dodge +1. Which is weird that that's not there. Oh, well that's why. No, talk to me. Get rid of that, because there's no need to keep armors. Alright, Dr. Sarah. Just one glance is all you need to tell that the good doctor is exhausted. Her crumpled scrubs are stained with a mix of blood and other fluids too colorful to be naturally occurring in the human body. Her eyes are those of a person who has built up a substantial sleep debt and has no idea how or when to begin paying it off. I'm not one to talk, but you look like Drek. Afraid there isn't much I can do for that. Doc Castle snaps her fingers and calls forth the spirit normally seen perched on her shoulder. It appears from out of the ether, and the doctor immediately seems less fatigued than she was a moment before. Now, what can I do for you? Let's get some cyberware. Yeah, armor +2 is pretty nice, but I'd rather get the arms. There's a better one than the bone lacing plastic, so I'm not going to get that just yet. Plus the essence cost of 2 for 1 stat point is stupid high. The legs are good, but you need 2, and their essence costs 2. There's one later that costs less, so I'll just ignore that. I thought she got the upgraded. See, now I have my little gas mask on. So yeah, now I need to talk to them. And we have 12 points. Hell yeah. Yeah, let's put up body a point. And then put up close combat. Okay, I have Overwatch already. You can actually cheat Overwatch because there's 2 things that gives you Overwatch. Or 3 things. 2 things when you have guns. So you can skip 1 and get Overwatch. Technically for weapons you don't have proficiency in yet. David looks almost as tired as you do, and you can tell that this case has gotten under his skin like it has yours. Any luck in there? We found an exact match for the DNA, but it was linked to a dead chop shop assistant by the name of Silas Forsberg. Now I have my theories, but what do you think is going on here? Silas faked his death. That's a distinct possibility. What was it we saw in the autopsy report? Yeah, face was so mangled they used dental records to identify him. Good catch. That matches up with something I've seen runners try. It's easy enough to find a body shop that'll make a replica set of teeth for you. Find some schlub off the street no one will miss, swap the teeth, and throw the heat off your trail for a while. Lucky I've never been that desperate. But why would he need to go to those lengths? Did the police records have something linking him to a different crime? He had a prior for unlicensed plastic surgery. True. Wouldn't look good on someone's record if they wanted to become a doctor. I think this is beginning to come together. The late Silas left all his belongings to a doctor. Dr. Holmes' employment records have him as the administrator at Mercy Mental. The picture on his file matches the person you saw downtown. The same person this DNA belongs to. All the evidence points to him being your killer, whoever he really is. Yep. Let's go find this Dr. Holmes and ask him some very pointed questions. Please pay my respects. I always find that high-caliber rounds get the message across. You should clearly hire some friends and go loaded for bear. I side-loaded a ton of valuable data from those Lone Star Matrix nodes. Here's your cut. See you later. You can ask him if he'll come along, but he won't. Then where's my money? Oh, you're not going to tell me the money I got? I think he gives you like 1,000 or something. He gives you like a pittance. Yeah, it was like 1,000. I do like how he's like, oh yeah, I'll totally help you. And then he takes cut of your money. Need to hire a crew. We definitely need people for this one. So we have Solo Nakata, Human Adept, Malik the Mauler, Orc Adept, Dwarf Adept, Troll Decker, Human Decker, Elf Mage. It's not particularly good. We'll take Gallo Glass again. I mean, technically you don't even really need other people. You have no spells. Who's cheap? Oh, Troll Shaman? Hell yeah. Oh, well, Hand and Half Sky for sure. And let's do this. Because technically you can do it with just you and Shannon, but it's usually best not to do that. So Dwarf Shaman or Troll Shaman? Methinks Troll Shaman. Let's go to Mercy Medical. Mercy Mental. Mercy Mental Hospital. The blood you found at the warehouse belongs to a man masquerading as one Dr. Holmes. You've tracked him to Mercy Mental Hospital, located in the notoriously anti-metahuman farmlands of Sonomish. The drive to the hospital is long and unpleasant. You finally reach the walled and gated hospital compound. Despite the pretense of security, the gate is unguarded, unlocked, and open. No one stops or greets you as you drive up the large, crumbling building. Gothic ramparts top a damaged roof, cracked walls, and broken windows. All around the building is a lawn gone wild. Only the artificial light from within speaks to the inhabitants. You walk up to the hospital steps and confront Sam Watt's killer and bring an end to the Emerald City Ripper. Alright. So I should bring another, but methinks, yeah, this should be good enough. I think you get medkits here, so I shouldn't have to worry too much. Welcome, sir. What business brings you to Mercy Mental Hospital? I'm here to see Holmes, Dr. Holmes. Ah, a new customer. Please wait in the common room up ahead. I'll notify the good doctor. I think if you say anything else, he gets suspicious. Please stay within the cafeteria. That's not happening. Automated medication dispensary. It doesn't recognize you, so nothing happens. So you can go in and start hacking stuff. I prefer talking to Lorraine. Hey, guy. Have you seen Josie? I don't think so. I know, right? I haven't seen him for days. Dr. Philippe told me not to worry about him. He says I worry too much. But who am I supposed to play chess with? Donnie over there can't suss more than a match 4. What's so important about this Josie character? He's a great guy. I mean, everybody likes him here. Sure, he looks like a meathead, but once you get to know him, he's a real thinker. He's got a Super Brawl gold ring he always wears, and he played for the Screamers. He's the only guy on this floor who knows how to play chess. Well, I could see an ex-brawler becoming a celebrity around here, sure. He's got great stories. They don't let us watch sports in here, violence and triggers and stuff. But listening to Josie talk about games, it's almost as good as the real thing. Will you at least help me look for him? I have this key I swiped off the day guard. They keep a close eye on us. You could peek into the infirmary and see if there's a record or something. He might just be in a cool-off room and they won't tell me. No sweat, I can do that for you. Really? Really? Great. I wish everyone was as nice as you, not like my mom. The stench of blood and mold gets ever stronger as you move closer to the infirmary. Oh, it doesn't look too good over there. A severed arm lies next to the zipped body bag. The arm looks human and appears neatly severed at the elbow. There's a large gold ring on the index finger. Its owner is probably the occupant of the bag. Take the ring. You slip the heavy ring off the cold finger and feel weight in your hands. Inside is an engraving. It reads Screamers 2048. Surgical cart is strewn with gruesome tools, motorized saws, and metal vices. You find an unlabeled Trivid disc. You have no way of playing back this disc at this time. Read medical history. Josiah C. Dawson, date of birth 7/18/2015. Ooh. Height 1.9 meters, weight 95 kilograms, occupation retired. Allergies none. Medications Aprazolam. I'm not reading his medications. Post-traumatic stress disorder, status deceased. See attached notes. Patient had undocumented cyberware in left arm, as well as multiple pieces of shrapnel in various locations. Complications would likely arise if transplanted to another host. The rest of the body is in excellent condition and can be used to improve our other subjects, well as to fulfill some custom requests. Always ready. So did you see anything? Yeah, Josie's dead. Dead? But I just saw him. Do you know what happened? Give Lorraine the ring. Maybe you should have this. You mean he... Oh, God. Well, thanks for your help. The noisy, scratchy PA system blasts through the room. Attention, neck puncher. Please report to the North Hall to meet with the administrator. Yeah, you can look at the broken clock. You can talk to Donnie, but... Ugh. The elf standing before you is quite possibly the ugliest elf you've ever seen. His meticulously clean lab coat, format jacket, and old-fashioned bow tie give him the look of an undertaker from centuries past. As you approach the window, he locks eyes with you, smiling a thin, unnerving smile. Good day to you. How can I help you? Yeah. Dr. Holmes, a.k.a. Silas Forsberg, how about we chat? I'm afraid you're confused. Silas Forsberg was a patient here who died tragically in a fire. It was a good racket you had going here, but you got sloppy with your kills, and now the Ripper's Trail leads straight to your door. The only trail I see here is the one that you'll have left in your own wake. In fact, I believe the Ripper may be standing right in front of me. Guards! Sorry, dude. On the ground now! How about neck punched right this second? Well, let's do this. Since he did hit me up a little bit, although I have a shit ton of hit points. Of course, you had to get weak. Shannon, shoot him in the back of the head. Come on. How dare you shoot Shannon in the face? Yeah. It's not even worth crouching behind these. The nearby intercom speaker crackles to life. The voice of Dr. Holmes begins to blare from it. Attention all personnel. We have a dangerous patient loose inside the facility. Subject is a male troll, but may be coordinating with other violent offenders. Use all necessary force. Oh, stop doing weak. Come on. Hit him like you mean it. Don't hit me, please. You hit me. God damn it, man. I knew I should have taken the dwarf. Ooh, Jesus. Alright. Need to heal Shannon, because Shannon apparently is the target now. Nothing over here. You can loop around to here, which I might actually do that. Let's see. Is your haste up? No, your haste is not up. Let's see. Is it actually unlocked? No, it's still locked. Doesn't matter anyway. There's no battles going on. I think you can... Oh, I think if you do decking here, you can open that door. I'll wait. And turn. You can talk to him, but if you talk to him, he just says, haha, you're not getting out. It's like, thanks, dickhole. Alright, can you recast heal? No. Actually, you... I think you need 2 to cast haste. Yeah. So... Never mind, you just go to the next floor. You can go too. I'll wait until Shannon gets up. It's best to wait for your teammates, just putting that out there. I mean, it doesn't make any difference, but... I like doing it just in case you get an ambush. I know I don't get one here, but... I don't know. Something about me always makes me a little edgy for doing that. To be like, I don't want to do that. Halls of disrepair. As you venture deeper into the asylum, you see that the inside is every bit as bad as the outside. Gone is any attempt to uphold sanitary hospital aesthetics. With peeling paint, cracked floors, and exposed conduit, the pretense of mental care is shattered. In this modern era, Mercy Mental Hospital is a throwback to the barbaric asylums of old. Prisons and torture chambers rather than places of healing. It's clear that Dr. Holmes is spending his money on something other than this facility. You can continue on. Holmes can only run so far. Who opened the cells? They'll kill us all. So yeah, hospital security has some issues going on now. Ugh, stop with the weak hits. What's he saying? I don't think I can spend karma in combat. Yeah, you know what? Let's just bolster that one. We're gonna need it. Alright. Yeah, she's done. All yours are 2, right? Yeah. So I'll move you up here. There we go. That's finally some damage. Speaking of which, how many hit points do I have? 70. Nice. Alright. Let's put you here. You don't have any items. Put you right there. The intercom begins speaking as soon as you approach. Holmes must be watching from somewhere. You don't understand, do you? This is a place for broken things, but only by further breaking them can they be remade, and so we must break you. I'll take a hard pass on that one. Shannon, how about you reload? Because we're gonna need it. Hey, it's like one of the first times I actually have to reload. Do this. And I'm gonna go on the most ridiculous thing, which is Overwatch Punch. I know that, yeah. I knew there was a guy back there. There we go. Basically, it means if somebody comes within range of me, I'll automatically punch them. For those of you who've played XCOM, or played any recent tactics game. Do you have a single shot? AoE. AoE. No, you don't. Come on. There we go. Weak. Alright, now here's a tricky thing. Let's get her right there. There we go. Point blank with a shotgun does a lot of damage, but the potential for hitting your own teammates is really high. And this next area, I'm going to need a lot of cover. Shame that Shannon Hapsky does not have Overwatch. She'll never get it either, so. Let's put you there. Here's a fun thing you can do. Actually, yeah. Yeah, Apocalypse. So they do have spells. Disease, Acid Stream. Let's do Acid Stream. I can't really hit anybody. But yeah, they reduce AP when they hit. Because it's in Unclean Spirit. But a lot of physical attacks tend to, but Unclean Spirits have a tendency to destroy armor or knock back 1 AP. Which is action points. Which is pretty handy. But they do have a high tendency of going berserk. Or basically you lose control of them. There's that last one. This is the guy I wanted to be careful of. 20, nice. Okay, good. He's down. Let's just do 3. Oh, I lost control. Well, that's fine. Fireball. It's an Unclean Spirit, so... Are you fucking serious? Well, this is gonna suck. Yeah, let's just gather everybody up so they all get fucked. Oh. Yeah. So that's what they can do. Okay, seriously, it was 90% and you whiffed. Actually, yeah, +3 quickness. She's Coyote. Wasn't that special. But at least that's a little bit extra experience, quote unquote. I will... Yeah, I will use that on myself. Even though I'm wounded, it does heal up my actual total. And you use that on yourself. Everybody's a little hurt, but... We'll just end. I'm gonna bring everybody up here. You can stay right there. Actually, yeah, because I opened that door. He won't be much help. There's only one guy in here. Oh, no. Oh, well, it's a patient. Patients, I don't really care. They don't do, like, any damage. So let's actually move Shannon. Even though it puts her out in the open. Nice. Nah. You're kind of useless up here. You're kind of useless everywhere. I only really like him for his AoE and having healing. Okay, hit the dock. Alright. Ursoff, you. Haste. Me. You. He's out of range. because you have the world's worst range for a mage. It's like he's nearsighted or something. Shannon. It's fine. Nice. Good. Surgical cart contains a gate key. The smell of rotting flesh is immense. The remains appear to be from multiple metahumans. Lovely. Let's get everybody down here, and then I'll cast whatever buffs we need. And you can double haste, so I might double haste me. Alright, I'm gonna put you over here. Gallowglass will be the one to open the door. Let's just end it. And I'll put myself right here. And turn. Haste on you. And haste on you. Let's just bring you in. Dr. Holmes. From another intercom, Dr. Holmes continues. Someone once told me that I was a broken thing, but he also said I could remake myself. He wanted to break me down, so I could put myself back together again. And I did, but only after I broke him. I could remake you as well. What wonderfully twisted thoughts must churn in a mind like yours. But I'm more inclined to use you for parts. He's such a colorful individual. Let's just end. Yeah. Alright, so first off, this guy's pretty tough. Oh no, he's the crazed patient? I thought he was the other guy. Although he is a troll with a shotgun. Thanks for that. One of the few games like this where you can actually use the portraits for something. A lot of other games don't even let you use the portraits for anything. Ah. Here's where I probably should have done some more buffing first. Shannon. I'm fine, go there. Alright. So I kind of want to take... I like how he's a doctor. Hospital security. Let's get up to the doctor first. One action point. Your experience has increased your ability to operate in dangerous situations. So now I have 3 AP at the start of every turn. Which I think that's just because I earned a certain number. Yeah. I'll upgrade stuff before we go to the next floor. Alright, Shannon. I'll just put you right here. Gallow Glass. Ugh, you're like one space away. Whatever, I'll put you here. I don't want you to get shot to death. Go there and shoot him. Yeah, I don't want Gallow Glass accidentally getting hit. See, that's what I'm talking about. Alright. Gallow Glass, get on there. And let's just end. He's on a ley line. That's what these are. Well, when you pick a mage, you can see them. But basically, they increase your magic resistance. So... So there's somewhere you could hold to actually see the bonus. Guess not. I really thought you could. It was only on their turn? Yeah, I know you can see it there. But yeah. Also, you have little to no cooldown, which is quite nice. And I say little to no because you still get a little bit of cooldown. Alright, you only really need to heal yourself. But might as well be in tippy-top shape. I will send Shannon to go do this. The Trivid player holds a collection of personal diary entries. Some of the video files are missing. Insert and playback Tritio number 1. I got some cutout chips last week. Tried them out on a patient with violent flashbacks, hoping it would at least mellow them out some. It was like night and day. Once the chip was installed, all their psychotic break triggers were blocked. Mrs. Yuskin has gone 4 days without attacking the staff or herself. Video number 6. I was walking to the organ grinders downtown, and there was some kind of event happening at Mega Media. They had a puppet there from Maria Mercurial's label with a Persona Fix chip installed, making her an exact doppelganger. They were just using her to hawk some SimSense re-release of a Mercurial live show, but it gave me an idea. The cutouts, the body modifications, and my healthy supply of patience. I'm perfectly set up to be a Bunraku fixer. Bunraku are basically like sex slave / super obedient slaves. Usually a person who's like stripped of mind or personality. If I can find a supplier for Persona Fix chips, I can sell full service Bunraku, even program the behavior trees. Found a buyer for the first Bunraku. A man in the Barrens offered me 20,000 new yen for a female troll I've been modifying. He likes them big, he says. That all that's left is to arrange the delivery. He says he can put me in touch with some more buyers if I'll accommodate special orders. These morons' lives are already over anyway. The least they could do is line my pockets. What a lovely person. Nothing quite like taking mental patients and changing them into soulless sex slaves. The Emerald City Ripper. Before you is a medical lab turned torture chamber. The smell of old blood and decayed flesh permeates the room. Gory stains speak of the body fluids spilled without regard for well-being or hygiene. Their bodies, probably former patients trapped in hideous machines, enduring horrific experiments. The subjects you can see all appear dead. Any that aren't must wish they were. You've chased Holmes to his lair. Just as his face reveals an ugly soul, so does his safe haven, it would seem. Holmes, Silas, the Emerald City Ripper. The elf is a monster beyond compare. It's time to end this. Hold on. Sorry, I thought I had a sneeze. It was like I had like that really strong histamine feeling, but nothing happened. It's the worst. All right. So first thing first. Right, rude. Haste. Haste. Another intercom crackles at your elbow. One solid blow would offer a few moments of blessed silence, but this is also the rare chance to get a word in on the good doctor, who greets you with more of his chittering laughter. You are a persistent one, a fine specimen indeed. How much longer are you gonna hide, Doc? Hide? Nothing of the sort. I'm simply in observation, and what I have next in store should prove most illuminating. Pitzel, subdue them! Alright, so those are ley line portions. Let's put him behind full cover. And that's the hired mage. Yeah, Pitzel is over here. So I will deal with Pitzel in a moment. First, I want to get rid of this mage. Just comes out of nowhere. Alright. You move up here. Actually... yeah, because you don't want to bunch people up here. It will end poorly for you. And I'm not going to attack Pitzel just yet. With her, at least. I'm going to have her probably summon the Death Spirit. Let's get rid of the Surgeon. And let's do a fireball right there, and hopefully you don't miss. Yeah, minus 10 hit points per round. Ooh, stripped armor minus 4. That's fine. I can take that. And then you heal me. Shannon. Even though you have low chance to hit. You. Oh, you. I love Pestilence. Look how cute he is. He does have spells. Confusion, which is eh. Acid Stream. Figured it would miss. Let's see, anything else you can do? Let's pop an armor on me since he armor stripped me. He didn't knock any AP away. Ooh, 2 AP knocked away from him. Good, he actually got the 4 AP. Good. Piecel's down. Look at that damage. And Pizzel is dead. Yeah, next up is the computer thing, so let's just end. Can't you do anything right, Pizzel? Alright, and haste on me. And heal on me. You. That's the way I like them, so they can't dodge. I can't hit him. Could have hit me, even though I'm behind the wall. You just end, because you can't do anything anyway. Let's punch him to death. Holmes drops to the ground, and the light in his eyes is fading fast. But something keeps the shriveled husk of his soul stuck to this mortal coil for a few moments more.
This is a place of broken things. I remake them. She asked me to remake her.
He manages one more laugh, his glazed eyes rolling towards a workbench across the way.
She was playing both of us.
And then with a final bloody whimper, the Emerald City Ripper breathes his last breath. Karmagate 8. Look at that, 13 points. How sweet it is. They're pretty generous in points in this one compared to the other ones. So, maybe 10, and then only 3 left. So, let's do that. Let's just do that, so then I have 2 more points till the next close combat. But I do get an ability. Yay, I have ability now. Yeah, you can search on the computer and stuff. I believe there's something else you can do here, but I don't have the care to do that. We're getting the story. Holmes's workbench falls somewhere between a corner slab and a medieval torture device. It is decorated in the many colors of death and littered with instruments of that trade. To one side there is a leather-bound journal stuffed with uneven pages. To the other is a pock sack, its small screen still glowing. Beneath the bench is a rolled sheaf of papers held closed with a tied length of surgical tubing. Let's investigate the workspace. The bench has clearly played host to numerous bodies over its lifetime. It includes limb restraints, as well as skeletal traction mechanisms. At this table, Holmes likely dismembered bodies, or quite possibly put them back together. The tackiness of the blood suggests it has been used relatively recently. Let's examine a rolled sheet of paper. Unfurling the large sheet of paper, you discover a diagram of the human female form, rendered to an impressive level of detail. It appears to be a blueprint for making Holmes's very own monster. Let's skim the journal. Leafing through the pages, you find a few intelligible lead entries. Holmes may not have been a real doctor, but his handwriting certainly fits the stereotype. Stuffed in the last 2 pages is a copy of a disinterment order from a local cemetery, with the grave's occupant marked as Melinda Watts. Pocket Secretary. Holmes is still logged in, granting you access to his currently loaded files. Prominent among them is a hospital report from a donor program. It lists the organs besides the names and vital statistics of the recipients. Your eye catches Sam Watt's name beside the entry for liver. Also on the list are the Ripper's other known victims, along with several others who may have shared the same fate. There's also a large sum of new yen, which can easily be transferred to your account. Leave the workbench. Yeah. I like that they talk about something and then you actually see one. His chip slot is still fresh, the open wound pink and wet and lurid. His voice drips innuendo, but his eyes say nobody's home. Well, hello there. Did you come to play? No thanks, I just want to know what's going on. Forget him. I'll tell you anything you want. I'll do anything you want. I'll be your little playmate. Buyer name. She's assembled in a standard config. Face of a schoolgirl, body of a stripper. You'd need some thick beer goggles to miss the work she's had done. The puppet stares at you blankly. If you have decking, you can help them. I think decking and rigging, you can help them. Otherwise, they're just kind of there. Unfortunately. Well, let's get out of here. First, let me take a sip. Because I am lay thirsty. There we go. As you approach the exit, you realize that Shannon lingers a few steps behind. Looking back, you see that she is half turned, looking pensively towards the horror show of Holmes's lab. Finally feeling your eyes on her, she faces you and raises her head in a proud, almost defiant manner. We have done much good here tonight. We have removed 2 vile creatures from this world, and so ended a growing shadow they cast upon the city. Our paths crossed and joined, and we did this thing together. But now, here, our paths must divide. Yeah. Hate to say it, but this job ain't over, lady. This was never a job. The work we did because it was right. A distant cry of pain echoes down from somewhere above, and the young shaman pauses to listen to the tortured soul. There is still more work to be done, for both of us, but what must be done differs. For each of us. I came here to find justice for my brother, and that has been done. His spirit can now find rest, but there are other victims of the Ripper, both alive and dead, who still struggle to be at peace. Many of them are here in this place, filling the halls with their torment. I cannot leave them behind. But the spirits have something else in store for you, a different path. You must finish what you've begun. You must confront the first evil that fostered the one we have just ended. You realize that most of the poor bastards in this place won't appreciate the effort, right? I do not do it for their gratitude, but because it is a mercy I can offer. Because of you, my brother's killer has met swift justice, and justice of the only sort such a man as Holmes deserved, death. I will now set to the task of healing those that he has left behind. For every madman we face here tonight, there are a dozen innocent souls crying out in need. The spirits of the departed will also need help in passing, or else I fear they may become like those we met in the hangar. They all deserve my help. What about Lone Star? They can't be far behind. When they enter that room back there, they will have no thoughts other than the thoughts of promotion. With the Ripper in hand, my brother will be forgotten, along with all the other victims. But so too will I. They will not be a problem. Whether that's true or not, Shannon's confidence and very presence seems capable of making it true. Good luck to you, Neck Puncher. I hope you can find the same justice for your friend that I found for my brother. Ain't no doubt about it. Yep, so if you choose this path, Shannon Halfsky leaves permanently. I believe there's a way to actually keep her if you do Coyote's mission, a bunch of other fuss along the way. I think you can essentially avoid a portion of this mission, or not get the hints to go find him. There's some way to get around it, because I remember fighting the last battle with Shannon when I first played, because I was a scrub and didn't know what the game wanted me to do. Loose ends. The ride back to the Seamstress Union is quiet compared to the pandemonium left behind at Mercy Mental Hospital. Lone Star Squad cars pass you on the road, sirens blaring. No doubt in response to the aftermath of your showdown with the late Dr. Henry Holmes, the Emerald City Ripper, the man who violently repossessed the internal organs of Sam and Jessica's mother, Melinda Watts. Although the killer is dead and his grip on the city is broken, it's clear he wasn't working alone. There are loose ends aching to be tied. The taxi turns onto Redmond Way, cruising past the now familiar landmarks until the Seamstress Union, in all of its decadent, seedy glory, materializes between swipes of its overworked windshield wipers. That's like way too long of a sentence. Time to evaluate your next move. The union is quiet this afternoon. The salarymen and wage slaves haven't migrated from nearby offices and suburbs to dabble in the exotic yet. There he is. I'm not going to talk to you. Not yet. We need to do some other things first. Actually... yeah, because I think we can go downstairs and talk to Coyote, and it skips a little bit. Maybe not. We'll see if he's upgraded his armor. I don't think he has. I don't think he does until after the next mission. Yeah, nothing's upgraded. Let's see if she's upgraded her... Alright. Still all in one piece, I see. There more's the pity for me, but I'll take your money. Perhaps a full physical is in order? Or we can call it a medical consultation. That's where I roughly determine the odds of your survival based on your professional proclivities. Comes with a lollipop. So what will it be? Let's see if you've upgraded any of this. No, it looks like the same shit. Oh, actually. Medical supplies. Let's go for... yeah, let's just get an advanced med kit and a basic. No, I'll never pay for a basic. Let's be serious. Put the basic in. Yeah, so that way I have a backup in here. Should I need it? Never mind. So I guess I do have to talk to Johnny Clean. I didn't want to. Johnny Clean is talking with Cherry Bomb and Miss Kubota when you walk up. We were just talking about you, neck puncher. The Emerald City Ripper. Ironic you tracked the serial killer to a mental hospital. Johnny Clean told us where you were going, oh my. We have been waiting for you to return. Why were you waiting? One killer more or less in a place like this? What's the difference? Seriously? We each have our reasons for wanting the killer found. Sam was a regular here, and his loss will be felt, regardless of his shortcomings. The whole sprawl has been taken by these killings as well, the randomness of them. No one knows if they will be next or what the killer might take from them. I admit that the killings have hampered business as well. I am sorry, but it is true. It does not help that Sam's body was found down the street from here. Even my regular customers have been loath to venture out with the killer on the loose. Now tell us, oh my, did you find the person responsible for the Ripper murders? Yeah, not exactly. I got the bastard who wielded the scalpel, but whoever's pulling the strings is still out there. Someone's pulling the strings of a serial killer? This sounds more complicated than I suspected. Let's see. Yeah. Oh yeah, the whole thing was a Frankenstein job. The Ripper was harvesting body parts to reassemble Sam's mother, Melinda. All the victims had transplanted organs, her organs, and the Ripper was taking them back. The three are silent as the news sinks in. So, Sam had an organ transplanted from his mother? And then the Ripper killed Sam and those other people just to reassemble Sam's mother? Yeah, that's about the size of it, yeah. I sense a cause and effect in this. Coyote and Jake Armitage will just left to attend Sam's funeral. I am told that there will be a reinterment ceremony for his mother as well. Yep. Sounds like she'll be buried with all her missing body parts. Think his sister Jessica had something to do with it? Hang on. I saw Sam's sister here when she was here the other day. She was as corp as they come, but I can't imagine a lady like that behind the scenes of murders. There's got to be something else going on. It is clear that you must go to the funeral and talk with Jessica Watts, Neckpuncher. That's where I was headed, Miss Kubota. Of course you were. Thank you for allowing us to catch up. Miss Kubota raises her hand and the conversation stops. Wait. Before you go, there is one thing you did not tell us, Neckpuncher. Where is the Emerald City Ripper now? I think you know where. She nods in satisfaction. Hi, that is good. Yep, so a little update. Family debts. The sun is nearly set when you reach Our Lady the Blessed Sacrament. Its cemetery, dilapidated and overgrown, sits atop a small hill on the outskirts of the city, a somber enclave of the dead overlooking the sprawl of the living. The Seattle rain continues unabated and the lightning appears over the mountains, exposing the landscape in staccato pulses of stark flashes. As you walk the gravel path to the gates of the cemetery, up ahead you see Coyote and Jake standing by the gravesite alongside Jessica Watts and another mourner, a beautiful elven woman in a six-figure outfit. Whatever Dr. Holmes was up to at Mercy Mental Hospital, the answers lie here, with the reinterred body of Melinda Watts, the recently deceased body of Sam Watts, and with those attending them at this ceremony. So, yeah, that should be good. I get to do more Jake Armitage, whatever you want to say. Just sneak up and punch her in the back of the neck. The mourners stand graveside, listening to the Catholic priest's words of prayer and solace. Jessica's face is filled with relief as the last of her family is laid to rest. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust, Lord, receive the souls of Sam and Melinda Watts, mother and son, to live forever by your side. Amen. Thank you, Father. I know that my mother rests easier now that she's finally in the parish cemetery. I'm sorry for your recent loss of your brother, but I am glad that reinterring your mother's body here has brought you comfort. She loved this parish so. She opens her hands to the elf standing across from her. Thank you for coming, Lynn. Your support has meant the world to me. Now I can live again with my new family. The woman is a classic elven beauty, confident, poised, expensively dressed. Of course, I'm glad this ancient ritual brings you some measure of solace. I hope you're able to put all of this behind you now. Jessica speaks to the rest of you. Thank you all for coming. I didn't realize Sam had so many friends. I appreciate your support and your friendship with Sam. I saw him out the night before he died. Only fitting that I see him out today. Sam may have had his problems, but he was our friend. Part of the Union family. I don't really like any of these options. Yeah, he'll be missed. Miss Watts, family members and friends, thank you for attending the service. I suggest we don't linger long. The cemetery isn't safe after dark. Thank you, Father. We'll be just a moment. Not so fast, sister. I need some answers out of you. Her eyes widen at the edge of your voice. I'm sure Father O'Malley doesn't appreciate such a tone on these grounds. Father, if you'll excuse us. Of course. I'll be just inside if you need me. The priest gives you an appraising look before moving off towards the nearby church. First things first. Let's just get these. Send that to my stash. Force 4 Abomination Elemental Fetish. And you gotta do a little grave robbing. Is it up further? I like the tree with the sigils on it. Cavalier Frag Grenade. And yes. Yeah, combat stim. This whole battle kind of sucks. So before we get into it, just to be safe, because this battle can get hairy if they nail a bunch of crits on you. Father O'Malley leaves, granting you an opportunity to speak with Jessica, but it's hardly a private conversation, as the elf Lynn has chosen to say to support her friend. As it so happens, Jake and Coyote have also lingered, lending you support too. Alright, what would you like to talk about, Neck Puncher? How about a man named Holmes? Do you know him? Jessica appears puzzled and just a little bit curious. I can't say that I do. You don't know the name of the man who exhumed your own mother? No, it was handled through the city. Holmes was the one who killed Sam. Coincidence? Her posture changes ever so slightly, marked by the tensing of muscle, tightness around her eyes. I could only hazard a guess. Hey, killed Sam because he had a transplanted liver. Did you know that? That Sam had a transplant? Or that it was the reason for his death? Take your pick. Jessica's lips begins to curl and her eyes narrow. Given Sam's appetites, it doesn't surprise me that he needed a new liver. And given the type of people he called friend, it doesn't surprise me that he would eventually face the consequences of those appetites, one way or another. And would surprise you to know that the liver came from your mother. The last remnants of Jessica's mask fall to pieces, and she glares venomously. I am here to lay my mother to rest! But you couldn't do it without all her bits and pieces, could you? She snaps. Those people were scavengers, ghouls. They deserved to die for desecrating my mother's body. And poor Sam, it was his drinking and debauchery that drove my mother to the grave, as sure as if he had murdered her himself. My mother deserved honor and dignity. I gave her that today. She's finally whole again with a proper Catholic burial. Those ghouls who stole her organs, including Sam, have paid the price for their sins. I'm gonna go over and take a shit on your mother's grave. How do you like that? The beautiful elf breaks in, the essence of calm. Jessica, that's enough. We have business to attend to. My old family is dead and buried where they should be. They can't taint my new family now. They can't corrupt my children. I won't go through that again. Jessica, we need to go. Now. She presses a button on her comlink. She sees at you. What happens now is on your head. If you had just walked away when I told you to, McCluskey would have eventually found Holmes, collected his lieutenant's badge, and closed the case. But you had to keep digging. Now, you and your friends have to die. Let their blood be on your hands. So, this is the bullshit thing. Love this song. Basically, they get like an infinite run. You can't catch up to them. Even if you do a shit ton of grinding, you can't catch up to them. Alright, so we got a mercenary and a mercenary. And we don't have anyone useful. Well, except for Coyote. Coyote's pretty useful. Let's put you here, because you are going to be the lamb. Doesn't matter. It's not like you're going to hit anything anyway. Oh, look, you did. 5 damage. Coyote, let's pull you up here. Figure she'd miss 1. Shotguns aren't the greatest in accuracy. Ooh. It's 1 down. And as weird as this is... Oh, though 2. Never mind. Oh yeah, because he doesn't have throwing proficiency. Seriously, Coyote? There you go. Oh, look, you actually killed someone. I hate machete. We got machete people. They're the worst. Yeah, there's just a few people here. Might need to find out where Sam's sister might have gone. Maybe one of these guys can tell us with a little encouragement. Yeah, don't worry, Coyote. That's 2, so I don't particularly want to do that. Good. Yeah, 65. Might as well take it. Let's see. Yeah. Good. And then I should be able to punch him to death. In theory. See, 44%. Might as well just take them. Good. Failed Overwatch. Ooh. That hurt. Although they are pretty generous with hit points in this game. Alright, so first things first. Let's move Coyote right here. Soften up some targets. Well, you need to reload anyway. Alright, Jake, please don't be a failure. So I can either hit these two, or I can hit these two. I think I'm gonna hit these two, because they're both AP drainers, or have the potential to. So they'll die. I can't see their exact hit points, but it's like 2 turns. So let's just punch them both to death. You hear scratching coming from a crypt. Ugh. That's nice. Dicks. Alright. Coyote. Use that on yourself. Yeah, you go for the mage. And you heal me. I guess take pot shots at him. Well, you actually hit him. That's surprising. Looks like we woke up the neighbors. We've got ghouls incoming. Hey, neck puncher. Maybe we can use this to our advantage. How about you get slapped by a ghoul? Yeah. That's why I put him there. Because I don't really care if he dies. You need to die. Alright, you move here. Please tell me you have a grenade. A smoke grenade? Really? Fucking idiot. Seriously, who brings a smoke grenade? Fucking moron. The smoke grenades aren't even good. Yeah, too far. Get you behind full cover. Oh. You spicy little bitch. Seriously? Well, thanks for that. Good. Finally a crit. Alright, Jake. You worthless sack of man flesh. Oh, seriously? You don't even have AoE fire? Fucking worthless. More crypt. Scratching. Good. Swing and a miss. Swing and a miss. Actually, let's have Coyote go first. Look at that damage. This thing of beauty. You. Just go up here. Neck punch anything that gets in here. Coyote. Reload. Then I'll just put you here. Put you on Overwatch. And hopefully you don't fuck me. Actually, since Overwatch is limited, heal yourself. You reload. Yeah, you can't hit diddly or shit anyway. You just come around the corner and he just pops you right in the face. Alright, yeah, you get close over there too. get over here and... Ugh. Weak grenade shot. I'll go for this one. Because you, hopefully... First, Coyote, hit this one. Yeah, that's quite a lot of enemies, but that's going to kind of be the standard for a little bit. You listen to the sounds of gunfire, and spell bursts fade away, and the silence of the dead returns to the cemetery. The man is beyond healing. As you look down at him, you notice the quality of his suit and shoes. This isn't a runner, and he's not from the streets. Jessica, watch. She hired you. Where can I find her? You get nothing. He convulses and dies. We don't know each other too well, but it seems to me that you need to find a better group of people to associate with. Where do those guys come from? You didn't recognize who the elf was? She looks familiar. Have I seen her somewhere? Yep, she's a major spokesperson for the Universal Brotherhood. Her name is Lynn Telestrian. She's super rich. Jake grabs the dead man by the throat. At first, it looks like he's trying to kill him again, but then you notice he's feeling for something under the skin. Yup, he's got a Corp ID chip. You watch as Jake pulls the modified PDA and slots the chip. Mr. Wiley here was with Eagle Security. They work for UB. That must be Lynn Telestrian security detail we just chewed through. If she's protecting Jessica, they might be inside the Universal Brotherhood. If you're gonna hit the Universal Brotherhood, I'm coming too. That psycho just admitted she had my friend Sam and a lot of innocent people killed, so they could put my dead mother so she could put her dead mother back together. That's totally slagged up. Plus, she and her elf buddy Lynn just tried to geek me. They're gonna get hurt for that. Suit yourself, lady. I was only stopping by to pay respects to Sam. Merc Hit Squads, the Universal Brotherhood, not my scene at the moment. I can call up some of Delilah's runners if you want to go there now. Let me know what you decide. Yeah, I'm going back to the seamstress first. I'm going to go to the Union first. I'll hire runners there. I'm not going to read his dialogue. That's the last we ever see of him. You change your mind? Seriously? Okay, well, let me out of here then. Okay, why aren't you taking me there first? Do I really need it? Oh. That's weird. Normally they just send me there. Moving parts. You put the pieces together. Jessica Watts was reassembling her mother, Melinda, gathering her missing organs to allow Melinda a decent burial. Organ Sam sold for a quick buck after her death. The ghoul attack after the ceremony didn't appear to be part of Lynn Telestrian's attempt to get you out of Jessica's way. They were just more victims of magic's helter-skelter return to the world. Lynn's well-armed security unit was a different animal entirely. You head back to the Union to resupply and rearm. Whatever Lynn and Jessica are involved with, it appears to be a large operation, and the trail leads back to the Universal Brotherhood. Yeah, so that's how Sam got his money. Otherwise, it wouldn't tell you that. So you'd have no idea how Sam got all that money. So that's just a loose end tying up. So first thing, Dr. Castle. Cyberware. Well, I guess they're not getting much better. Maybe it's the other games that have that. Let's go ahead and get that. I know that you get another one later, but I think you can just replace it. The plus to hit is nice, but I don't really need it quite as much. It's an essence cost of 1. Movement is just my movement range. And you need to trigger it, so it's kind of annoying. So you have to like waste an AP to use that to get an extra movement and dodge the first attack against you. Like, it's really not that great. The legs are almost more worth it, but the limbs aren't particularly good. But I'll wait because there's an advanced one you get later. Yeah, because I'll just upgrade that later. Yeah. That tells you that Essence lost range or magic. I need some healing supplies. Let's get advanced med kit and... yeah, that's it. I need to sell this. Actually, I'll keep that. Force 4 Abomination is pretty good. I will need a phosphorus grenade. Yeah, I'll use that next chance I get. Basically, we're pretty much going to hire the same team we've had before. Because haste is too good, and... hey, guy, I got some armored clothing here if you're interested. Okay, yeah, he didn't get anything more. Right, let me just tell you, yeah. But the Universal Brotherhood is a real long mission, and we'll save that for the next time, which I'll probably go ahead and just stream it tomorrow. But let's go ahead and first get our level. So I could bump strength up. Why are you snorging over there, cat? Yeah, because 8 would not be that great. So let's do defense bonus on all non-magical close combat attacks. And let's also grab some more unarmed, so I have more crit chance. And then we'll save. And I thank you all for watching. And you have a wonderful rest of your day.